I want to encourage you to redefine what your emotions are telling you. We often give in to the emotions we're experiencing because it's easier to take the path of least resistance, to follow a path that enables us to escape our often very painful and difficult emotions that we're experiencing. We might be experiencing sadness, loneliness, anger, depression, high anxiety, stress, frustration, confusion, conflict. We may be experiencing these things from time to time, and it's very tempting for us to move away from it. So if you're experiencing anger, to lash it out, let it out, to give in to the anger. If we're experiencing sadness, or maybe we're feeling bad about ourselves, to isolate from others, not want to go out, just stay home alone. Because again, very easy for us to do that and lean into the emotion. If we're experiencing high stress, just not to stop, to keep going and get things done and not listen to our body and not actually take things slow and take our time and try to enjoy it, enjoy the moment. Because again, when we give into the stress, it just wants us to move and get things done, and we're not doing enough. So our emotions give us a signal and make us feel in a certain way. And we therefore give into it. And so the emotion that we experience drives us towards a particular behavior. And I want to encourage you to take that emotion and redefine it, but make it work for you. So the next time you feel sad and that you want to isolate yourself and you don't want to meet up with your friends, or you don't want to go out, or you don't want to see anyone, you just want to stay at home, ask yourself, is that behavior going to serve me tomorrow? Is that behavior going to serve the future me? And the answer is almost always no. Because if you stay at home and don't meet anyone, you don't socialize, then what's likely to happen? You're likely to be feeding the sadness, and it's going to grow for next time because you're looking around and confirming, well, you have a reason to be sad because there's no one around you, no one loves you, and your thoughts are starting to play. Whereas if you did the difficult thing in the moment, which was to say, actually, the fact that I want to be alone means that I have to go out and see friends and be with people, you will then be better able to move on from that sadness because you'll be surrounded by people who will support you. You'll be surrounded by people who give you a different energy, and you'll have an opportunity to focus your attention on something else. So this is really for times where you often feel sad and it's not like chronic. It's very acute. Again, redefine what that emotion means to you. If you feel anger and you just want to lash out, again, when we feel angry, we just want to do something, we want to hit something, we want to shout, scream. That's what we want to do. Yet, I'm going to challenge you to redefine that, because ask yourself, if I do that, is that going to help get rid of my anger for next time? It might feel good in the moment, it might be a release, and it might be the release is what you need, but what's going to happen next time? Am I now relying on that behavior? Is it good for my reputation? Is it good for my image? Does it hurt the others around me if I act like that? So while I have the urge to do that, is there a better way to react? Maybe I need to stop. Maybe I need to remove myself from that situation. Maybe I need to go for a walk. Maybe I need to actually start writing down and listening to the anger, maybe getting it out in a different platform, maybe through words on a page. Can I do that? Can I record myself and talk about the anger I'm experiencing and see what happens? See if this feeling shifts. And you'll learn that you'll find your own way of expressing and releasing the emotion without it negatively impacting you or the people around you in the longer term. So use your emotions to serve you for the future. Um, I want to talk about emotional resistance. So this is where a lot of people struggle. And this is where I've certainly struggled by doing the opposite of what you want. So when I felt angry in the past, I just wanted to let it out in any way I could because it's awful, very heavy, like there's a fire in the chest. You just want to get rid of it as quickly as possible. And I did. And I'd release it and it would I'd shout and it would feel good in the moment, but I realized this is not a healthy way to express it. So I found my own way of expressing the anger. But I noticed in that transition from shouting to finding a different way, what I had to do was stop, which is what I never did before. So when I felt angry, I would just let it out in the way that I felt like at the time. But the first step I took was to stop. When I felt anger, I stopped and recognized the fact that I was feeling angry. That's the first step, is the self-awareness. The next step was to try to understand what my anger was telling me and what I needed to do. So my anger was telling me I was frustrated by the situation and I needed to let people know that I was angry and that I felt I was being treated unfairly and I was gonna, get my revenge on them. So that's what my anger was telling me. I was like, okay, but if I do that, it's not going to accomplish what I want and it's not going to accomplish what my anger wants. I need to communicate clearly and calmly how I'm feeling so that people understand the impact on me. And that's not going to be accomplished if you just shout or scream because people will miss the message. So I stopped and I sat with the anger. That is what I call the emotional resistance. And I want to encourage you to lean into that because that is where the secret lies. That is the starting point for you to find a different, healthier, more purposeful path to releasing and expressing yourself and releasing your emotions in a way that will serve you and not hurt you. So remember to lean into emotional resistance. That is the key. That is the key because the more you lean into emotional resistance, the more emotionally resilient you become. The more emotionally resilient you are, the more you can handle for longer periods of time. And you will find in that space, you will be able to act in ways you never thought you were able to. You will be able to better express yourself, sit with difficult emotions, be more emotionally in tune, not just with yourself, but with your environment. And you will therefore be able to withstand different scenarios of different emotional intensity for longer periods of time, which is only going to serve you in the future. Thanks for watching.